As a longtime fan of Scrubs, I find myself deeply intrigued by the proposed revival. The idea of JD, our beloved wide-eyed dreamer, now in the shoes of Dr. Cox, is both amusing and poignant. Having spent years working in healthcare myself, I can certainly relate to the idea that the profession can sometimes drain the joy out of even the most optimistic individuals. The popular TV show Scrubs is rumored to make a comeback, but indications suggest that the upcoming episodes might take on a slightly more somber tone compared to the main original series we knew. Known for its mix of slapstick humor and a hint of drama, Scrubs offered an unusual yet authentic portrayal of hospital life by incorporating surrealism and absurd daydreams. The character JD, played by Zach Braff, was the ever-optimistic lead, contributing significantly to the show's success. Nevertheless, if the premise for the revival is anything to go by, the new Scrubs series may find it challenging to maintain the emotional equilibrium of its original iteration. As a devoted fan of Scrubs, and I'm not alone in this, the prospect of a reboot series has been a long-cherished dream that recently became even more tantalizingly real. Although it hasn't been formally confirmed, creator Bill Lawrence is optimistic about the revival of Scrubs, and Star Braff has hinted that if Lawrence is on board, so too are the rest of the talented cast. All it seems to be missing before a script can be drafted is an official pitch, which, it appears, Lawrence and Gansey and Braff have already been working on. Both showrunner and lead actor had hinted at their preferred direction for the Scrubs revival, suggesting it might delve into darker themes. The Scrubs revival will confront today's medical challenges, with creator Bill Lawrence expressing his enthusiasm for tackling today's complex medical issues in the reboot. Lawrence has expressed that healthcare professionals are nothing short of heroic to him, particularly during the challenging period of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has claimed over 1 million lives in the U.S. alone. Such an expensive liver operation of what convicted and what so investing. So although alternatives in those message department may seem build, essentially assume that we have the wealth of topics for the Scrubs reboot to explore given this global crisis. In its original run during the early 2000s, Scrubs frequently tackled challenging themes, but a global pandemic like COVID-19 was virtually unthinkable, given the recent nature of this health, and that's what going every single crisis. A revival delving into such topics might spark controversy, particularly from a political perspective. However, it's worth noting that I don't think Lawrence's scrawl in my opinion of factors and close city and providers to heart rate from tackling tough subjects, portraying how COVID-19 impacts hospitals and medical professionals through characters like JD, foresee a series of this nature mirroring the tone of the original Scrubs. And he spoke in what stays are the great news, and then many employed in the Scrubs are self in office city. Original Scrubs star Zach Braff has hinted at the revival, expressing his desire in 2010 Dr. Dorian would have become a seasoned doctor, potentially losing some of the youthful optimism that once defined him. This suggests that if the Scrubs revival happens, it might delve into what JD's mature professional life looks like as he strives to rediscover his former zest for wonder. To put it another way, it seems to me that now that JD has grown up, his creativity from the Scrubs era is still present. However, I believe he's taken on a role similar to Dr. Cox these days. He's the senior doctor at the hospital. I find it intriguing to explore the possibility of him longing for some of the innocence from his younger days and attempting to rediscover the charm that captivated everyone. To me, the scenario is engaging as it depicts him struggling with a loss of enthusiasm.
and striving to regain the happiness he once had in his youth.
Braff's concept is quite logical, and it lays a strong groundwork for a reboot. However, there's an element of sadness in JD appearing less joyful, which is more pronounced when considering Lawrence's proposal. The ongoing struggles of modern medicine, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, have significantly affected medical practitioners, leading realistically to JD needing to strive to recapture some of his youthful exuberance. Starting a comedy series with such a somber tone seems quite gloomy. The upcoming revival of Scrubs appears set to start on a more somber tone compared to the original series finale, but this change might prove beneficial. In today's market, remakes and comebacks are commonplace, with many failing to take flight before they even get airborne. Sentiment for familiar faces can only sustain an audience for a limited period. So a show, aiming for longevity, needs a compelling draw. The concept of delving into contemporary medical industry issues could serve as this hook. However, it must be accompanied plenty of emotion and humor. In a playful and absurd manner, Scrubs tackled serious or emotional issues with a delightful sense of humor. Though it might be challenging to address something as recent as the COVID-19, the return of Scrubs presents an excellent chance to share a compelling message that resonates with viewers. The global community is still grappling with the aftermath of the pandemic, and healthcare workers in particular are feeling the weight. Yet as JD regains his optimism, it could serve as a beacon for others to follow suit. The revising of Scrubs can act as a reminder that humor and creativity have the power to uplift us during difficult times. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.